Hey everybody, want to wheeze them here. It is technically Friday, January 10th. We'll still call it Thursday night. Made my rounds tonight. I made a Wave 3 update video, hopefully to help some of you land the Wave 3 characters. Monday, I was able to order in Spyrise, who you see front and center here. He and the Battle Pack and Adventure Pack should have been here today, actually yesterday, theoretically, but didn't happen. I'm hoping that they come in, Friday, today, tomorrow, whatever you need to call it. But in the event that didn't happen, I wanted to really have this guy done. I'm planning to record his introduction tonight, then go in and record the two new Light Core characters. So I figured I'd go ahead and pull the trigger on him. But the last of the Wave 3 swappers, if you recall, last Thursday managed to land Stink Bomb. He is probably going to continue to remain the toughest character to find for the simple fact I think he ships in lower numbers. Plus, he is the only sneak ability. Obviously, Trap Shadow is the other. We don't know when he's coming out. Rubble Rouser, probably right behind him. What everyone had told me is that they had the easiest time finding Spyrise. This comes from people since the 29th, basically, that were able to see stock at their local targets. They acted like he was by far and away the most numerous. Seems to be the case from what I saw on Amazon, and then tonight at Toys R Us, that was definitely the case. They had no stink bombs. He was the most sought after. The employees knew him by name because everyone was asking for him. Rubble Rouser, there was, I think, maybe two. Spyrise, there were probably another 4 or 5 of them. So, nonetheless, went ahead and picked him up. And what I have heard from everybody that's kind of communicated with me is that they really like Spyrise. Apparently, he upgrades very nicely. That said, I don't know what that noise was. This is what the packaging looks like. You can kind of see it there. Very nice, intimidating looking character from the illustration. Did get to see him at E3. He was kind of in one of those glass cases. A lot of people were kind of drawn to him. He looked interesting. All we really knew at the time is that he was going to be the guy that joined Washbuckler with the climbing ability. That said, there's the character in the packaging, pretty much on par with what we've seen online. He is, of course, a Tech Element character, Swap Force. Again, these do split in half. That's the concept behind that little black and white outline you see. Slogan is "It's Classified," very fitting for this character. As you can see there, his swap zone ability is to climb. Again, just like Washbuckler, who I now realize I forgot to bring over here, along with Magna Charge and Nitro Magna Charge. That said, that does remind me to tell you to take that link at the top of the video description. I will have pictures of Spyrise in the packaging, out of the packaging, with the stat card, with his fellow climbing buddies, which would be Washbuckler and Dark Washbuckler, and then with his fellow tech swappers, which would of course be Magna Charge and Nitro Magna Charge. So, coming around here to the backside, there's your ubiquitous Blast Zone Washbuckler combination there. There is our inset box art for Spyrise. Pretty cool looking shot there. As you can see there, 250 plus combination. Swap zone power is to climb. The other featured characters, very nice here because these are all Wave 3. Spyrise, Stink Bomb, and Rubble Rouser. Magna Charge was available at launch. Here prior to Wave 3, people have had a very hard time finding him. I saw one at Toys R Us tonight, so I think he's included in the swapper case. Don't hold me to that. But if for some reason you passed on Magna Charge and now you wish you had him type deal and you can't find him, keep your eyes out. You may get lucky. Being that this is a Swap Force character, literally a Swap Force character, will not work with SSA or Giants, but you are green-lighted and ready to go for Swap Force. Now, before I forget, one of the coolest features on the packaging is that little spin wheel there that we saw at the Powerade booth at E3. Right now, he's set up default form Spyrise. We'll cycle that over. That is Spyrise, of course, top end of Spy, bottom end of Rubble Rouser. And then we've got Spy Charge. That's, of course, Spyrise's top end with the bottom end of Magna Charge. And then we've got Spy Bomb. That's a pretty sweet name. It is, of course, top end of Spyrise and the bottom end of Stink Bomb. We'll cycle it full circle here back to Spyrise. Rise actually a very fitting name because of his spider abilities and the climbing. Spy, of course, comes in with some of his other upgrades. I'm really excited to get him out of the packaging I think there will be some things that you can see a little better once we have him freed from his plastic coffin here. Let's see here. Again, hopefully this time tomorrow I have the... If I don't already have them up, I will hopefully be unboxing them at the same time. The Arcane Crossbow Battle Pack and Shipwreck Island Adventure Pack. Very excited about the Groove Machine. More on that to come. Right here, this is what he looks like freed from the packaging. Again, you see how easy that is to kind of get apart. If you are the type that pulls a character apart to swap around, try things out, and then wants to reseal it for display purposes. Of course, my advice there, you've got some tape that holds a little nameplate here. Go ahead and cut that just so you don't rip it. You can, very often, I've had a good streak here where I haven't actually torn any of these, but from time to time it does happen. Obviously that would not be good if you do intend to repack them. Once I free the characters from their plastic, they're home free, the packaging gets tossed. My favorite thing though still in unboxing any Skylander, particularly the Swap Force characters, comes right now. What I like to do is bend these back, and the characters that are Swap Force split in half. It just, I don't know, it's funny, sets a good tone. Let's go ahead and get his top half out here. Again, my advice, when possible, don't grab the extremities and rip. These are pretty durable, but you know, it's better to take your chances with, you know, the base when possible, meaning, you know, like the most solid part right near the magnet. And the bottom end, what I recommend doing is actually going, as you can see there, the tape actually freed itself, so that's good. Otherwise, I would have torn. Base came out super easy with that out. We'll take a detailed look here again in a second. Right here, I like how they do this because the cards actually don't bend as easy as they do when you have, you know, the standard figures like our light course here. They're kind of borrowed that from Giants, but it works very well. Let me turn his sticker sheet around. What you get on the bottom end, you've got the stat cards here. That's very easy, very simple for Spyrise. Power or strength, 120 of 200. Defense or armor, 120 of 200. Speed or agility, 120 of 200. And luck, 130 of 200. Add that all up, and I believe we were sitting at 490, which I think that may be higher than the other characters. Let me check. I've happened to have their cards here at least. Rubble Rouser, we'd have 370, and then 430, 435. 490 on Rubble Rouser, 100, 200, 250, 290, 370. Yeah, so I guess he's the same as Rubble Rouser at least, so that just seemed like a really high number to me. What's really cool is it's pretty much dead even across the board. 120 on 3 attributes, plus 10 on the luck, which you can't argue with that. Now, in addition to the card, you get the sticker sheet. Sticker sheet, of course, you can see that part line right there. If you invest a ton of money and you actually, let's say your favorite combination in the world is Stink Rise, top end of Stink Bomb, bottom end of Spy Rise, what you can do is actually in your storage case, be it Power A or some, you know, Stanley, whatever you've rigged up, you can actually take these stickers apart and denote that if it helps you out. If your kids like to swap them around, you can do that. Me personally, I just take them, flip them on the back side of the card, and put them in a, you know, 9-windowed, you know, collector card sheet. That said, below there is a QR code and a web code for your iOS and Android things. Really cool artwork there. Pretty much what we saw on the front of the packaging. The sticker sheet is, however, the different pose. You can actually kind of see there. This fist is kind of drawn back parallel with the arm, and then this one is almost like he's coming in with a punch. Nice to have variety, in my opinion. That said, let's go ahead. We'll read his biography here. From the moment he could crawl, Spyrise wanted nothing more than to join his father in the family business as a private investigator. I think it's been a long time since I've read his story. But after being hired by a shadowy figure to gather information on the Cloudbreak Islands, his father vanished, leaving Spyrise alone to search for answers. He scoured the land for clues using his immense skill in reconnaissance to track down his missing father, but all roads came up empty. Then one day he received a tip from none other than Master Eon, which led him to a hidden lair near Mount Cloudbreak, where he not only found his long-lost father, but also uncovered an evil plot to take control of the magical volcano during the next eruption ceremony. With his father safe, Spyrise decided to pursue a new career as a member of the Skylanders. Now, that is a very, very interesting background story. It not only sheds some light on his past and kind of course, how he, came to be a Skylander, but I believe that is the first time I've read a bio and there was like a happy, completed ending to the character's personal situation. Chill, comes to mind. She, lost the Snow Queen, Sprocket. She lost her uncle, Kilgrunt couldn't find the mermaid, Igniter can't find the witch, Hex can't, it's always the character still looking for that person, whether they're someone they're seeking to save or whether it's someone they're seeking to get revenge or, settle the score with. Spyrise, thanks to Master Eon, actually found his dad, so that is a very nice kind of unexpected twist there. You would think that his father was missing, found out Chaos was involved, then became a Skylander, but pretty cool story there. Now, flip side of that ties in perfectly, of course, with Swap Force, because it's the Cloudbreak Islands and the volcano that, kind of handled all of this. Master Eon, though, you gotta hand it to him, he kind of played his cards just right, got another valuable member here kind of by his good deed in helping Spyrise. So props again to Master Eon. He always seems to be in the right place at the right time. That said, hopefully you have been admiring Spyrise. Blue base, of course, indicates Swap Force. The gears, obviously Tech Element. This little kind of, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 4, hexagon. What you have there is the Swap Zone ability. Again, just like Washbuckler, he's going to be a climber. Good news for anyone that didn't like Washbuckler for whatever reason, you now actually have another character that can climb in those swap zone challenges, etc. Plus, however many swappers you now have a new top and a new bottom, and that multiplies your fun times whatever is in your current inventory. So rejoice there. You can approach. You'll knock out quite a few more Portal Master accolades as well. You'll have both tech swappers, both climbing swappers. For some of you, it'll probably bump you up to certain points on the tech or the blue base or overall, so that's going to be cool. That said, the bottom end is very much like a spider. It's kind of like a gear chained. You can see he'd be very good at climbing. Again, you kind of got like the tentacle look of Bill, if you will. Obviously, we know it's not a bill, so basically it's something that would dig in and then allow him to climb. You can kind of envision that. Again, right there, I think that's probably his scanning deal. I'm not 100% sure. Right there, though, that looks like a little grappling hook. Backside, very nice detail. His coloring, it's kind of like a dull metallic copper. I don't know if that's going to translate to anybody. The blue, it's certainly not as dark as a legendary figure. It's kind of a couple of shades darker than Jetvac's Bird Blaster, if you will. So kind of a color I don't know that we have seen on a Skylander just yet. I kind of like it. It's of course just a shade of blue. Something interesting here a lot of people probably overlook. Just like on standard Star Strike, she almost had that carbon fiber weave. He's got this really cool, I'm assuming it's like a glove type thing on his hand. You can actually, that's not just like a painted deal, that's actually a real texture you can feel. Same thing right here, very well done. Right below the grappling hook you have, trying to get it into the frame for you. I think you can kind of see it now. I mean, take my word for it, when you get Spyrise, you've got that texture there, which that's something you could easily skimp on, and they chose not to. He's got the fist made there, again, kind of scanning over this way. Looks like he's pretty dadgum cool. Again, this takes care of your tech swappers. We've got Magna Charge, Nitro Magna Charge as well, and Spyrise now. So essentially you've got both of those joining Magna Charge. Again, you got both of your climbers. And like I said, the buzz, from what I have seen online, people seem to be pretty big fans of this guy, so I'm kind of excited to see how he upgrades. That said, that is pretty much it. I got mine at Toys R Us. They currently, I forgot to mention this in the Wave 3 update video. That's the reason I was telling you to go to Toys R Us first. Not because I found the characters there, but in the event you don't have any of the 3 swappers, or say you need like a second Grilla Drilla Boom Jet, or you don't have Legendary Night Shift yet, something. If there's 3 Swap Force characters that you need, they have a promotion going where you can buy 3 for $35. I think at Toys R Us, what are these, $15.99 a pop? So that's going to be roughly $48. The 3 for $35. You're saving some pretty significant change there. I may have done that math wrong. I can't exactly remember if they are... I know standard's 14, but I feel like that sign I read said $15.99 and $16.99. Maybe they charge more for the legendaries. I don't know what they're doing, but the bottom line is if you need 3 swappers, you will save money at Toys R Us, so definitely keep that in mind. That said, again, Slogan, It's Classified, looks like a very cool character. I'm excited to get him on. Probably going to go record his introduction tonight. Again, not sure if I'm going to upload those chronologically or actually go backwards. I'll kind of see how things go there, but I've said this for quite a while. You know, the new TV, new capture card, everything's getting ironed out. My apologies on the delays, but trust me, the quality is going to be way better than it previously was with what I had, so I think everyone will appreciate that. But that said, stoked to have finally found this guy. The good news, assuming FedEx shows up, I'll have the other one tomorrow. And that way, in the event that he's super awesome, when I put him on the portal tonight and fall in love with the guy or something, I'll be ready to take both of his upgrade paths. But that said, he does seem to be the most plentiful based on what I saw at Toys R Us. Oddly enough, Target last week, when I got Stink Bomb and Rubble Rouser, claimed they had 0 of Spy Rise. So, not quite sure what the deal is there, but again, check that Wave 3 update video, that'll help you out. Speaking of the tech element, if you missed that update video, there is a silver heavy-duty sprocket available at Best Buy Sunday. She is currently available for pre-order. $9.99, get on that if you want to, if you're a collector, completionist, if you love sprocket, if you love the tech element, whatever, if you love the color silver, go ahead and check that out. I've got a post up on the blog as well. Chase McCain is hidden. If you see him, feel free to post up. That said, I'm going to quit rambling so I can get this video going, and most importantly, get this guy on the portal and see what the buzz is all about. So I'm going to go do that, and until then, as Spy Rise would say, it's classified.